Hey everyone, we are so excited today to be sharing with you our newest color. It is called Snowdrop, and we are going to be showing you the difference between Snowdrop and all of our other whites that we have as well, so that you can see the difference firsthand. Now, the great thing about Snowdrop that makes it different than everything else is that it is put this lid on so I don't spill the paint. Snowdrop is a crisp white. That is our brightest white yet. And I'm going to show you what it looks like against PICKET FENCE and Casement, PARCHMENT, and VICTORIAN LACE. So it's a bright white and it has a very sort of neutral tone to it. So it's not cool or warm, it's just nice and in the middle. So there you go. You can see that nice bright color. It is launching in stores today. So if you would like to grab it, please reach out to your nearest retailer. And if you're looking for where to buy, you can hop over to our website, fusionmineralpaint.com, and click shop local. And then you'll be able to put in your zip code, your address, your city, etc. And it will find the nearest retailer for you. And we are in over 30 countries around the world with thousands of locations that carry Fusion Mineral Paint. There we go. So that is the beautiful Snowdrop color. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to post them down here. And if you like what you see, share a little heart, share some love. So let's see Snowdrop. Painting this one out here, so make sure we're in the frame. There you go. So it's a really bright white, and it doesn't have a cool or warm undertone to it. Like all of our other colors definitely have quite a few different undertones. This one is very, very straightforward, very white. Loving how crisp and clean this is. It's great for trim work, all those types of different areas where you want a really nice crisp color. This is PICKET FENCE. I'm going to show you the difference between PICKET FENCE. I can already see it has a little bit more of that yellow tone to it. Ever so subtle, but in person you can really, really see that difference.
Can you overlap just a tiny bit onto that Snowdrop as your last stroke?
So we're going to talk about coverage as well. Now the coverage of Snowdrop is very, very good. We've spent a lot of time formulating in our lab trying to get a really nice amount of coverage. So we're going to show you what these whites look like over top of a medium tone color. And we've got that here. This is called, what's called this?
Oh, this was Chestnut Mare.
Yeah, Chestnut Mare. So, you know, kind of representing a medium tone wood color.
Can we stroke out those
I'm
two
going
colors
to,
right
yeah.
on top
so
of that?
we're going to do Snowdrop first, just to kind of show you the coverage. Now, you wouldn't typically have that much paint on your brush, but I kind of like to get it on and then kind of even it out. But look at that. That is nice and smooth, incredible coverage. There we go. And this is using just one of our economy brushes, so nothing too crazy. It's one of our less expensive ones that you could buy for great for a beginner project. And let's check this out next to PICKET FENCE. We've also reformulated all of our whites to have better coverage. So over the last couple of years, there's always new technology that comes out with pigments that allow it to be a little bit better. There we go.
Yeah, it's still titanium dioxide that we're using to make the white, but it's a different grade. So
yeah, just different technologies and what we can do with it. So still really good coverage. And I mean, you're expecting to probably do 2 to 3 coats over top of a medium tone or a dark tone color. And when it dries, it's going to change a little bit. It might go a little more transparent in these areas. And remember, the goal is not, you know, full coat coverage with the first coat. So what ends up happening is a lot of people kind of like overload. So they'll have a ton of paint on the brush and then they'll be putting lots on, and then they're asking, why do I have so many brush strokes? Why am I seeing so many lines? It's about the amount of paint on the brush. So that's just too much going on there. We're going to wipe that back. You always want to go end to end, and still if you have these streaks and these lines, you just have too much paint on the brush. So you're going to want to get rid of that excess paint. Look at that. Like you could paint this whole board with that. Then you can go back and kind of smooth it out. There we go. So a lot of people confuse also transparency, I call it. So when the paint is drying with brush strokes. So even though you can sort of see through it, when you look on the angle, there's no brush strokes. And that is just because one coat will not give you that full coat coverage. You're probably best aiming between 2 and 3 coats when you're going for one of the whites. So that's the difference between Picket Fence and Snowdrop. Snowdrop is much crisper. Now, it may be hard to see in this light because it is quite bright, but let's pull this back. As this starts to dry, I can really see a difference here between the Picket Fence and the Snowdrop. I'm hoping that's still visible. Yeah, you can definitely see it.
This angle, I can definitely see
Yeah, you can see it on here too. So this has more of that sort of yellow undertone. And Picket Fence used to be our brightest white. We did discontinue it. However, it is still available to purchase because lots of people had started projects with Picket Fence and wanted to do some touch-ups down the road or continue on with that color. So it is still available for purchase through your retailer or direct if they don't carry it, because not everyone's going to carry that color anymore. But we really wanted something that was a true bright white. So Snowdrop really does fill that gap. Now let's check it out next to Casement. All right, so Casement is also a really nice white, super pretty. It's a little different than the Picket Fence. A little creamier, has a little more tone to it. And I'm gonna maybe put it over here too so you can really see the difference of Casement and the Snowdrop. Mm-hmm. See how this has got much more yellow in it, the Picket Fence? And then this one's sort of a little more of that grayer undertone. You really see it when it's side by side. Let's put a little bit of this Casement up here. Look at that difference. Huge difference there between the two. So there's our Snowdrop, which is our brightest white next to Casement and Picket Fence. Pretty incredible. Beautiful color, really nice, really bright white, great coverage.
Yes, again, so this is Casement, Snowdrop, Picket Fence.
I'm just looking to see if there is any questions coming through. Great comparison and application tips. Thank you so much. Yes, any questions you have, definitely throw them here. It looks like a great white, happy for better coverage. Absolutely, we're always doing our best and striving for the best. We want our customers to have the best experience when working with our products and also understanding the limitations. So, of course, it's not always possible to get solid coat coverage in 1 or 2 coats with everything. Most of our colors you can do pretty well with. Ash, Bellwood, those are almost all like 1 coat coverage, but can never guarantee it. It all comes down to the surface that you're painting it on, whether it's super slick. I find the paint will slide a little more on those. So 2 coats is always good for that. Rollers too. Rollers are really great to use. And I see a lot of people using like foam rollers. I would definitely stay away from foam rollers. I don't love those for coverage at all. It's very, it's not my favorite way to go. This we are working with, this is Parchment. I love Parchment. I think it's such a pretty white, but look at how gray it looks when you're painting right on white.
Yeah, and in the different lighting, I find it has a touch of green to it.
It's super pretty. Yeah, Parchment is a really beautiful color, probably a little underrated. It's not one that gets as much love, and it's one of our newer ones from about a year ago. Parchment is super pretty. So if you're looking for an off-white, Parchment is a great place to go. Now, maybe we should incorporate some of the other colors. How about Victorian Lace?
Yes.
So Victorian Lace is super pretty. It's not, but it has more of that yellow lace going on with it. So
A tiny bit, not as much as raw silk.
no, not as
Got a bit
much.
of yellow, gray, equal amounts.
If I
It truly
paint
is
down
like
here.
an old Victorian lace.
Yes, super pretty. I'm just gonna knock it that way. But you can see it's actually such a pretty soft color. And it's not yellow. I wouldn't call it yellow.
No.
It just has a touch of that yellow when you're comparing it to the Parchment. And then we've got the, I'm getting mixed up on my colors. Casement, yes. So Casement goes over there. There. And then
Yeah, we did Casement twice. We did Casement
Parchment
here as
and
well.
Victorian Lace is there. Boop-a-doo. No, sorry, it's right here. Awesome. Skill testing question.
Yeah, what
should I
color's
paint?
what?
Too funny. Okay, so love that. Now let's look at this in comparison to, say, like raw silk. Raw silk is a super popular color, and in many cases it's sort of an off-white with that sort of like greige, beige tone to it. But in comparison to these, you're really going to see a punch of color. And it's amazing because depending on where you're painting, what the lighting is, everything is always going to look a little bit different, which is why we have these amazing little testers. This will paint quite a bit. They're not very expensive. They're about $8, and it will give you the true accurate color in your home, in your lighting, on the piece that you're painting to really see if you like it. But just keep in mind, everything that's next to it will play a role in what that color ends up looking like.
And your lighting source, don't forget that. It
Yes.
really makes a big difference. All these whites will look completely different in your home, depending on your, it's halogen, LED, incandescent.
Perfect. So look at that. Quite a bit of yellow tone in that raw silk. But I think like when I use raw silk on a piece of furniture and you see it as a standalone, you don't really notice that it's got that much yellow tone to it, but it really does. So that's the raw silk there. Really quite yellow in comparison. So Snowdrop right here. And then we have Picket Fence and then Casement.
And we also have Casement here as well.
Yeah, I like this comparison. It's a really good way to sort of see the different colors. And of course, if you go in store, there's a lot of samples usually, so you can also do this in store as an activity. But we do sell beautiful color cards and fan decks, so you're able to see all of the colors as is, and truly representing what it's supposed to look like. I'm just gonna see if there's any other questions here. Yes, love parchment. Amazing. Yeah, Snowdrop is available as of today in store. So definitely go to fusionmineralpaint.com, click shop local, enter your town in there, and then it will show you all of the options that are closest to you. And we have a lot of amazing online retailers that you'd be able to order from as well. So if you don't have anyone too close to you, don't worry about that. You will be able to purchase it online and bring this into your home. We would love to see what you would do with this beautiful brand new bright white called Snowdrop. Oh, here we go. So this is what our color cards look like. So they're really beautiful, accurate representations of the color. Now, if you're going to be ordering the new color cards, we will have an insert that will go in to include Snowdrop coming soon. We don't quite have that ready yet, but it will be available so you could order a swatch to go with it. And then the great thing about this, when you flip it around, it has all of the information for how to get started, selecting your tools, some tips on application and recoat time. Now Fusion has a built-in top coat, but if you did want to add something for additional protection, we give you some different options there. And then we go through all of the different products that we offer as well on here. So it's kind of like a really nice how-to guide alongside the beautiful color representation. And these are accurate. So you can purchase this, take it home, and be able to see the colors. So there's our raw silk. There's our Victorian lace over there. There's parchment over there. Pretty incredible. And then Casement has that yellow undertone to it. So there you go. These are available.
Yeah, this way it was parchment first and then Victorian lace.
Yes, parchment, Victorian. Yeah, it's funny how like you kind of have to fold it over sometimes to really see it. There it is, right?
The angle of the light really makes a difference.
Exactly. It is the angle of the light, the way I'm looking at it. Yeah. Looks great though. These are really, really nice. So these are available in store. You can also order them online, and just such a great tool. They're only a couple of dollars. Really, really worth it if you're trying to figure out what color and which one looks like what, because there's a lot of different undertones in the colors, and we have so many beautiful ones, but we've done our best to try and not overwhelm you and really give you the best of the best. We really love the colors. We hope you do too.
We have a couple more whites, but we're not going to demonstrate them here because they're a little bit more on the darker side, like the cashmere and the chateau. Showing the fan deck maybe, or
oh sure, yeah. So we've got, when you're talking about the chateau,
these two.
Yeah, chateau and cashmere. I actually really love these. So cashmere, I have painted in my bathroom vanity, and to be honest, when I walk in my bathroom with nothing else to compare it to, it kind of looks like maybe one of these colors, much, much lighter, versus see how much darker this is. So it's, again, it's all about perspective and what's around it. So really important to be able to get to know the colors, grab your tester, try it out in your space, and yeah, who's excited about Snowdrop? I know people have been asking for a long time for a more pure white, so this is our take on a pure white, and You know, being up in Canada, we've got snow. Let's call it Snowdrop.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, reminiscent of beautiful fallen snow or the flower. Snowdrop is really
Yes,
pretty.
it is.
Super pretty. There we go. Snowdrop. Picket Fence. Casement is here on both of them. Parchment, Victorian Lace, Raw Silk. So if you've used any of these before, that kind of gives you a little bit of an understanding of what Snowdrop looks like over here.
I'm actually quite shocked at how yellow raw silk looks. And it's not, when I'm looking at a piece of furniture, I don't see it as being a yellow.
No, and
just
that's
very faint.
again, same thing with cashmere. Like I have that piece painted in my bathroom with cashmere, and it just looks like an off-white. Really, really looks like an off-white. Mm-hmm. But here, it would look like it's so dark. But truly, it's not.
Yeah, your surroundings and your light source just play such a huge role. Can I just touch upon the whole thing about top coating and that bringing through bleeds?
Tannins? Oh yeah, top coating. Let's explain why you'll get a little bit more bleed through sometimes after you've added your top coat.
Right, so pretend that this is some kind of wood that does bleed, but not right away. And needs a little bit more help. I mean, mahogany, that'll bleed right away. You'll see it. But things that have, like say pine, it will take months, some time with heat and age. But if you were to just apply the paint and leave it as is, you can see it bleed very slowly over time. If you applied a top coat a few days later, you would see, if you didn't have a block primer on there prior, you would see yellow coming through this coating, right? So it kind of promotes and pulls through these whites. So if you have a bleeder, you want to make sure you put a block primer on there.
So it's like a shellac-based, bin-based primer.
Yeah, has to be shellac.
Let's bring this back. So this is our Snowdrop, and then this was the Picket Fence. So as you can see, when it starts to dry, it starts to go a little more transparent as it's drying. That's totally normal, totally to be expected. So then when you put your second coat on, it's really, really, really going to make that big difference. So this area is dry right here, so I'll go ahead and add a little bit of that second coat of Snowdrop there, and it just gets quite solid, which is nice. So I just recently did a piece, you may have seen it on social media as we're launching today, and it's a cute little side table. It was something that was found sort of in the garage, tucked back way deep, and it was kind of this like orangey, outdated oak color. And I did 2 coats on there with Snowdrop. I used only 1/4 of the container for the 2 coats, and then in some areas where I had like a little bit of this, I just touched up that kind of 3rd coat, but it was very minimal. So yeah, only 1/4 of the pint for a side table. It really, really goes a long way. Super excited about this.
Yeah, if you want a smooth application, thin coats is the way to go.
100%.
Don't go for solid coverage. I mean, you could definitely get a 1-coat coverage, but it's going to have texture.
Well,
and
looking at this, there's actually a lot of paint in that brush. You don't need to be globbing the paint on to get nice coverage. Like, look at that. There's hardly any paint on my brush, but I'm getting really nice coverage. And guess what? It's going to be super smooth. There's going to be no brush strokes with that. So it's about the amount of paint that you have and the tool that you have. These are really nice, these are inexpensive. We call them like economy brushes, and they have a really nice soft bristle to them. So if you're kind of on a budget and you want to get a brush that is decent and going to get the job done, it's great. It's not as stiff as our other brushes. Like for example, this Stahlmeister one over here. This is a really great one as well. It's a little bit more stiff and it's going to hold a lot more paint. It's a bit more of an investment. This is probably around the $20 range, I would say.
We've got 5 different sizes.
5 different sizes, true.
But yes, you're right. It's very thick with bristle, so you don't have to dip it into the container more often. Like, yeah, do the thick and thinness here.
So you can see, again,
2 different
If
brushes.
you invest in a brush like this, it's going to last you a lifetime. This one will still be all right. It's just not going to last you forever. So yeah, again, just don't put too much on. And then if you're dealing with a climate that's maybe a little bit on the drier side, as you start to work with it back and forth, if it's starting to dry too soon, you're going to create texture with it. So we have other products that you can use called Extender, and you can add a little bit of that to the paint, and it just allows the open time to be longer, which means you have more time to work with it before it starts to dry. See, like I'm touching it now. If I were to do that, it would leave that texture because it's already had a chance to dry. And here I am going to touch it up, but I'm making a boo-boo by doing that because
stippling it.
I'm stippling it. I'm making texture now, which I don't want. So if you ever did need to smooth something out, we have our smooth mister as well. So you just spritz 1 or 2 spritzes of a very fine mist of water, and that will give you more time to work it out. Especially if you're working with a much larger project, you're gonna need more time to go end to end. You're probably gonna want a larger brush. These come in 3-inch and 4-inch sizes as well. So remember, your brush is key. Keep an idea about your temperature and your humidity. You don't want a fan on your piece. That's gonna make it dry super fast. If you're painting outside in the high, humid summer or dry heat, that's gonna impact it as well. But these are all things that you can manage and you learn as you go. And plus we have this amazing group called Paint Beautiful, so you can hop on over there and ask any questions that you have about how to paint, and we're happy to answer those for you. Plus all of our retailers are educated and they should be able to answer those questions for you as well. Who is excited about Snowdrop? I am.
There's a question here about
Yes.
whether or not we sell the shellac
Oh, shellac.
primer, but
We do not sell shellac-based primer.
let's just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. That's our announcement. Stay tuned. It may be something that we could have for you in the future. So there we go. There's Snowdrop, our brand new, brightest, crisp, clean white. Thrilled about this. It's a nice neutral white. There's no undertones and it's not warm. It's not cool. It's just right in the middle, nice and crisp and white. So if you're looking for the brightest white in our collection, Snowdrop is your go-to. And this is compared to PICKET FENCE and Casement here. Casement is always already here too, so you can see the difference. Then we have Parchment and Victorian Lace and Raw Silk.
Yeah.
Very
Good
exciting.
color comparison right there.
Yeah, I think
and I
so.
hope the angle of the light can show that. I can see it on my phone. I'm hoping it is showing you on your end as well.
Awesome, lots of thumbs up. Thank you everyone. This has been so much fun. It's been a little while since we've added new colors, so this one is super special because it's just one, and I think it's one that we've needed for a while. So really, really happy with this. Plus, don't forget about all of our other beautiful colors that we have. And if you're looking for inspiration for how to use them, our website has tons of blogs where we've used all the different colors. And if you're ever wondering how to paint something, you can go into Google or go to our website, click on the search function, type something in. So if you want to paint your tile backsplash or your tile floor entryway, or if you want to paint a bed frame, anything you're looking to paint, we have an educational blog and or YouTube video that will walk you through how to do it.
Okay, and one more time, top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
We've got Casement, Snowdrop, PICKET FENCE, Casement, Parchment, and Victorian Lace.
And Raw Silk.
Oh yes, Russell.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. We would love your feedback on this. Let us know what you think about this new color. And if you're thinking of using it, where are you going to use it? What project are you thinking of? And yeah, this is so exciting. It's fun. Fun fall projects are coming up. And we've got our mailing list where we're going to be sending out some great tips on how to do certain projects. So stay tuned to that as well. There's so much on the go here.
Yeah, and even our retailers, I've seen a lot of workshop postings lately.
Oh yes, workshops, especially with fall. There's so many great crafts that you can do with Halloween, with Thanksgiving coming up. There's just so much you can do, and especially with our, like, we've such a stunning color range with the warm tones that you can use to work with there for the fall. So really, really quite stunning. Amazing.
Yeah, go check out your local retailer, see what they've got going on.
Amazing. Thank you all so much. You have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Happy Saturday, happy Snowdrop, and take care and paint it beautiful.